forward on the left, junior forward Andrew Garcia. Coach, if you want to open it up with your statements, and then we'll take questions.
Yeah, good college basketball game. They made more plays last 4 minutes than we were able to make. It was back and forth pretty much the whole time. Give them credit because late we couldn't quite knock in the big three. We had a couple really good looks that just rattled out on us, and they were able to really hurt us on the offensive glass, especially down the stretch. So, give them credit, and hopefully we can take a little bit from it moving forward and get better.
How much of a challenge does that present for your guys just when you're dealing with that large volume of shots?
Well, they got a lot more shots than we did because not only the offensive rebounds, but we turned it over. I mean, in some of our turnovers, we had 4 travels, and they may have had 1. I don't know if they did or not, but so those are careless and unnecessary. We stepped on the sideline twice. We got the ball ripped out of our hands a couple times, and that's them forcing turnovers. So to me, for our team, we've got to clean up the stuff that we can clean up, which is don't step out of bounds, don't travel unnecessarily. Now, can you be a little stronger with the ball and poke away? That's great defense. It's also not very good offense. So there's some things there we can correct. I thought we pushed a couple times in transition when there was nothing there, and we just had kind of made up our mind that we were going to get our head down and get to the rim when there was not, space to do such. And we've got to get better at that. We haven't been a big turnover team. They're a big steal team. We have not been a big turnover, but that was big. And, we couldn't get ourselves at a foul line. 7 free throws for our basketball team is way below what we normally do. And we couldn't get enough fouls drawn in the paint. If you look at our team over the year, we have been we've made more free throws than our opponents have shot. I know they have also. But they were able to do that tonight, we weren't, so that's a big factor.
Some of the sloppiness you mentioned, could that be a result of that run and gun offense that they have?
Yeah, I thought the pace of the game was really fast. I thought we played a little faster than what we sometimes do, but I didn't feel we were taking necessarily way out of character shots for us. There were times when Mikhail takes some deep threes, but that's what he does. That's who he is. That's what makes him, special at our level as a good player. So there are times when, Drew can get you to the rim in transition. Drew can hit threes in transition. Miles needs to look to score. I didn't think we played. One of the things we were trying to do was beat the zone down the floor. We got them out of zone. We were effective on offense, and they weren't able to zone us, which is typically they do it for 40 minutes. Our problem was against the man-to-man, the turnover bug just bit us, and we bit ourselves some.
Gino, you talked about playing zone against Manhattan last week and competing against that. How much did that help you tonight?
Well, it probably did help us because in reality, they weren't able to stay with their zone. They had to get out of it. They sprinkled it in after the first maybe 8 minutes of the game. But we came into this honestly prepping for 40 minutes of zone offense because that's what they usually do, and we were able to get them spaced out and got some threes to go. And so then they scrapped the zone and went man. And we bogged down a little bit, and and they did a good job in man. I know it's not their normal defense. They switched a lot of stuff, and they've got good team speed. I thought Drew had a good ball game. Was able to really get to the rim. Beyond that, in the half court against the man, we were never really settled. Elijah didn't have his normal game. He's in foul trouble and wasn't able to get in a rhythm. That hurt us, and we got to obviously play better, but I don't want to take anything away from them. I think that's a really good basketball team. I mean, they were picked to win the CAA for a reason. We feel like we're going to be able to compete at the top of our league. So 2 good teams, and they were a little better down the stretch.
Drew, you go for 18 and 12 tonight. The last couple games you've admitted you were getting more comfortable with the offense and taking on more of a role. Playing a little out of position today with Jeff and Mo at the 4 and the 5. But how much can you comment on your versatility and how much more that's improved? And Gino, if you could follow up on that.
I just take it in the aspect of I just play where I need to be played. I take on the role no matter what it is. With these guys, all our positions are interchangeable. Everybody can score. Everybody, in essence, it's not like I'm just a 3, so I'm out of character. So in different spots, I will always play almost kind of the same role, same position. So I don't feel like I really come out of my game. But I have, considering from the beginning of the season, I do feel a little bit more comfortable.
Well, Drew's huge for us because Drew's really a versatile scorer. Drew can post up. Drew can make 3, shoot 46% from 3 coming into tonight. and obviously draws a lot of fouls with his penetration and can get you to the rim. So his versatility of offense is really important to what we're trying to do. We need to do a good job getting him the ball. I thought he was very effective in certain spots. As we're going through the season, we've wholesale changed the offense, and it's going to take a little time for everyone to get comfortable. I feel like we are in that place where guys are comfortable. I thought the possession where McHale's three rattled out, that was for the lead with 2:30 to go, 3 minutes. I don't have it in front of me, but it was near the last 4 minutes. But that was an unfortunate rattle out, and they went down and got an offensive rebound, put back. It was a big swing in the game. I mean, it was the right guy shooting the right shot. It just rattled out instead of in.
You had 12 points in the first half, but finished with 18, 6 points in the second half. Do you feel like you need to be more aggressive in the second half to give your team a better chance to win, or you're happy playing from the scheme of offense?
I kind of want to take a different approach. I turned the ball over 8 times, and Coach repped on that we had 22 turnovers. That's just unacceptable. Points don't really matter if you turn the ball 8 times over, because I'm pretty sure on those, I'm not sure how many times they converted, but it gives them another chance to score 2 points and 3 points. So 18 points is cool, getting 12 boards is cool, but the turnovers is that's what really killed us. And I'm a big culprit of that. Of 8, regardless if it was bad calls from the rest, regardless of me Duke scoring, but the turnovers is the approach, and going towards the rest of the season, we gotta kind of stick together as a team. And if I don't got it, I gotta look for that one more, even though I feel like if I was hot or whatever.
There's a couple more guys.
Coach is obviously everybody knows the only 2 schools, Division I schools, Long Island. Does this feel a little more energized, a little different than a normal midweek non-conference game?
Yeah, it does, because the schools are close together. I mean, the reality is it's not been a very competitive series. If you go through the history, it was 22-5 coming into today. We got to find a way to beat them. I mean, we've played them close the last few years and had chances in the waning moments and not come out on top, which is frustrating. And they do a good job. It's a good team. They've been, the last few years, they've been really senior laden and had, older guys. I mean, we're a young team trying to get to the top of the mountain of our league. They've done it already in their league, so we got to improve to catch them. I mean, that's the reality of where we are. I don't think the gap is big. I think that's obvious, but you want to win the game. I mean, it's still a rivalry game. It's a local game, and the thing that's exciting as a coach, honestly, and it sounds like he's scripted, but Drew's he's a man, and we got a few guys on our team, a handful that I would say that about, but most kids have 18 and 12 and would feel good about themselves, and he's publicly blaming himself for 8 turnovers. Now the coach can say that and want them to say that, and I can think that doesn't matter. That's when you've got guys on your team that are men that take accountability for maybe not playing as well as even they're capable, or just owning up to mistakes in an era where that's not normal. We haven't had teams like this the last. I've been here for 4 years. We haven't had teams with a lot of guys that just jumped up and said, hey, you know what, that was cool. I had 18, it was cool. I had 12, but I can't have 8 turnovers. I mean, I want to jump out of the chair and hug him when he does that. I mean, that's why we're going to be good. It's why we got a good team. It's why we got a good program, and why we're going to continue to get better, because that's been the attitude of our guys, particularly our older guys and our, more, I hate saying key guys, because everybody's key. Everybody has an important role on our bus, but the guys that are playing the majority of the minutes and the real staples of the lineup, when they got that approach, you're going to continue to get better.
Are these games good? All these games between you guys are close. I think there was one year Hofstra won by a lot, but are they good for generating interest in both programs?
Well, you hope so. I thought nice crowd tonight. I don't know the numbers, but good crowd, and we feel like we get a pretty good crowd pretty consistently. Our numbers tend to be a little stable, so I don't know that we see a spike. You hope you do. You want it to turn into something, and where everybody on Long Island gets excited about college hoops in December, because it's easy in March when it's conference championship time. But they got a good program. I mean, Joe's done a good job. They win a lot. They won their league last year, and they're picked to win it again for a reason, not because they're bad. So I think you should still come to Stony Brook games instead. But they're doing a good job over here.
All right, Hofstra's got to come in, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.